Hi everyone, my name is Bergner and I'm a lead cloud architect at Controlware, a cloud integrator in Germany. And yeah, I have some things to say I always wanted to say, but I never did yet. So today I want to give you an insight into my diary of change in the dusty financial sector. So let's get started. Yeah, in the beginning, we always get some kind of customer requests. You know, this might be, hey, we need some support for automation or AWS landing zones, or we need a firewall concept for Azure and Google Cloud. Customers with those kind of requests often say that they have been in the public cloud for years. And that they only need concrete support here or there. And I have to add, we're talking about not about small startups or fintech or neo-brokers here. Yeah, we're talking about the big financial enterprises and like major banks, for example. So I call it the dusty financial sector. And yeah, so after first meetings with our customers, the picture looks quite different. I mean, I felt this little boy here in front of this sheer number of stairs, yeah, that I am supposed to climb. Yet you can imagine now it's even harder. So this is because there are just a few more challenges in addition to the original manageable request. And yeah, from an organizational point of view, we got, for example, very large companies here with many silo departments. So the thing is that they don't really talk to each other. And at the same time, we have very high pressure from management in terms of time and materials, in terms of time and results, sorry. And since you remember, we have been in the public cloud for years now. And that combined with an historic innovation and investment jam, and sometimes we only got one contributor on behalf of the customer. So I see, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not the, yeah. We're talking about several customers here, so it's not one specific here. So. And from a technical point of view, we got strongly widespread on-premise thinking. So. And network-oriented design thinking. It's more the on-premise guys. And often we have very complex setup of the existing public cloud landing zones, if they exist at all. And yeah, another example, account and privilege provisioning, yeah, often was sluggish and heterogeneous. It could take days to weeks in some cases, and to get those kind of things done. So, yeah. How the heck shall we deal with all these changes? Yeah, so, yeah, you can imagine we had to roll up our sleeves and come up with a really good approach. And again, from an organizational perspective, we had to involve all required departments and break down the silos. This is really number one, because yeah, we got tons of departments, and like I said, they don't really talk to each other. For just a few examples, we got networking, security, DNS, firewall guys. Then we got the cloud colleagues there, the AWS, the Azure, the GCP guys. Then we got governance, risk, and compliance. We got architecture, crypto, CI/CD. Often these are all small departments, and they are not talking to each other. So. They're just a few. We really get them all on the same table. And furthermore, we have decided then to take an agile and iterative approach to react quickly to requirement changes. Because those requirement changes, yeah, they come in on a weekly and even daily basis. Yeah. And at the same time, we will rely on agile coaching, team focus, and commitment instead of classical project management. Because, so we work self-sufficiently according to the DevOps principles, including daily stand-up meetings, and pulling our task independently instead of waiting for someone to give us a new task. Yeah. And furthermore, we live maximum transparency, which enables, for example, prioritization by stakeholders and comprehensibility. This is just as an example, we have a prioritized list, yeah, for example, in Azure DevOps or in Jira also. And everyone has transparent access, and we go through it once a week, even in our daily stand-up meetings, but with the stakeholders once or every 2 weeks. Yeah. From a technology side, we start with known technologies, so to build trust. You can imagine those are likely rather the non-cloud native ones. And then we add new technologies over time for automation, repeatability, auditability. And another thing is we go live quite early with an MVP, so just with a minimal set of features. And then we add new features over time, so and other technologies over time. So, for example, the cloud-native ones. So, you see, So we are able to receive early feedback like that. With the MVP, we see what works, what doesn't work, and we can take this into account, and we are able to steer things the right or the left way. Hence, we follow an evolutionary approach here, and I know I've now spent a lot of time talking about here challenges and how to deal with them. However, what I've learned from those projects here is that the right approach is key to success for those projects. So using nice technology and tools is one thing, but the mindset change and the cloud adoption is nothing that happens in the twinkling of an eye. It takes time, empathy, patience, and persuasive power. So, what happens? There should come something next, but it doesn't work. Okay, now it works. Okay, enough of that. Now let's talk about the technical stuff we're all waiting for. I brought 2 projects that we're doing in the last years. The first one here is our hybrid perimeter automation project at a major bank in Frankfurt. And here our goal is to provide a secure, agile, automated, and hybrid perimeter that meets all requirements of compliance, finance, and the business departments. So, therefore, we supported building up the basic public environments in Azure and in GCP using HashiCorp Terraform as infrastructure as code and HashiCorp Vault to store all keys and credentials. Yeah. Furthermore, we established a CI/CD pipeline using Bitbucket and Jenkins as a pipeline tools. Those were the predefined tools by the guys from our customer. And with this setup, we're not only deploying our 8 productive multi-active FortiGate firewall clusters in Azure and in GCP, whereby each cluster is consisting of several active firewall instances. We are also managing cloud-native security mechanisms like routing, security groups, firewalls, etc. via this pipeline. And we are even managing the FortiGate configuration and policies with the Terraform FortiOS provider, so the settings inside the FortiGate firewall instances via Terraform. Yeah, and what comes next? Yeah, we want to integrate more cloud-native security service, you can imagine. Also, the identity and SASE features shall be integrated, and a security management solution for enhancing the approval workflow process. You can imagine there are a few approval steps in these kind of with those customers. Yeah. That's about it for the hybrid perimeter project. Now let's move on to our multi-cloud automation project at an European financial institution. And here our goal is to deploy and continuously evolve a highly secure, flexible, and self-service-driven multi-cloud environment. And therefore, we first standardized and simplified the existing AWS landing zone, including transition to Terraform. In parallel, we started with the adoption of GitLab as code management and pipeline tool with the classic GitOps approach. And with these two steps only, we reduced the time of provisioning tasks and changes, some from days and weeks to hours and even minutes. And additionally, the approval process and change management tracking was built into the pipeline as well. So for example, the change documentation is automated via an API call into the HP Service Manager tool. Later, we introduced Terraform Enterprise and Vault Enterprise, what gave us an enormous improvement in security. And with HashiCorp Vault, for example, we dynamically generate secrets in AWS deployments, replace the AWS Secrets Manager with the Key Vault engine of Vault. So, furthermore, Azure was launched as a second cloud provider. So, we have moved to a multi-cloud strategy now. And therefore, we had to build up, of course, landing zones in Azure again, and evolve the pipeline for working across cloud providers. You can imagine with Terraform, that's much easier than with the cloud-native tools. And again, later, we started using Packer for creating standardized, sys-based, and hardened customer-compliant VM images. For example, in AWS, our pipeline generates a new machine image, including an ID. And this machine image is then whitelisted in Sentinel to be used by the product teams. And so, yes, we are also using HashiCorp Sentinel to ensure compliance. And this machine image policy is only one example. We also ensure that DNS entries deployed via Terraform do not contain wildcard entries, and that they are only deployed into that DNS zone that corresponds to the affected app or the environment. And another example are IAM roles. So Sentinel ensures that no admin policies are deployed to eventually, that might bypass our pipeline with that generated admin policy. So we use Sentinel to ensure compliance. And as you may see, this is in the end the key to enable secure self-service. So just an example, in the beginning, we had some kind of service team to deploy cloud resources via tickets, and which led to many delays and dissatisfaction, you can imagine. And now, the product team can deploy their resources on their own, and Sentinel ensures security and compliance. In fact, that's the main topic we will expand next, the self-service concept. And furthermore, there are still some old conf test policies that need to be converted to Sentinel. And there are still a lot of on-prem apps that need to be migrated. And in the end, we want to integrate more and more cloud-native service. Yeah, you know, they grow like mushrooms out there. So, this is it. I guess my time is up. So thank you all for your attention. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Just come to us. We are all running around with these green shirts here from our company, so you should find us. And I cannot run away, so.